This is a Global Player original podcast.
I bet you can really smell them coming. Actually, Attila wasn't particularly right-wing.
No, he was pretty liberal. He was struck by a bolt of lightning on the head, and the rest of his army came down with the plague. The burial party was all killed, so that the location would never be revealed.
Wow.
He was placed in 3 coffins.
Right.
One of iron, one of silver, one of gold.
And where are the coffins?
Well, now just think of the pallbearers.
Right.
Oh,
Jesus
Christ.
Christ. Welcome to episode 60, podcast 60 of Bloomin Legends. I'm Johnny Vaughan.
I'm Gavin Woods.
Are you right there, Gavin?
I'm pretty good, Johnny. I'm pretty good.
Gav.
Yes.
If I seem a little bit strange today, it's because I've had a new implant tooth done.
But you don't seem like you've got a bus parked of anaesthetic in your jaw.
No, but it feels like someone's placed a piece of gravel in my mouth. There's been a gap there for about a year.
Oh, so your mind has been getting used to that gap for a year.
Let me tell you a story. My jaw rejected the titanium.
That's right, because it had something else in it. Titanium and something else.
No, it's just
molybdenum.
zirconium.
Zirconium or something.
But it rejected the titanium because my jaw is stronger than
too
titanium.
Strong for the
it's
titanium.
Too strong.
Sure.
It recognised something weaker, something inferior, something it didn't like it. Yeah.
What? You've only just had it sorted.
It wanted to fight it, Gav.
Did it?
My jaw wanted to fight the screw that went in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, that settled down, which is great news in case I have to have hip ops in later life. So if I just sound a little bit odd, a bit clacky today, I've literally stepped out of the dentist about 11 minutes ago.
Right.
And I've got to say, my dentist Hussein, he's so pleased.
We'll go and get some lunch later, and you can take it easy.
Well, yeah, as soon as we finish here, we're going for a lunch, big lunch in the West End. I'm going to take this tooth for a spin.
Yeah.
But if I do sound a bit odd and not as orally confident as normal, then you know the reason. All the time, I've got this brand new, shiny implant in there at lower right 6. Anyway, let's crack on with podcast 60, episode 60. Now, I'm going to tell you, here's a second thing that might make this a bit of an odd episode. As well as having this brand new implant, which I'm taking for a spin right now.
Yes.
It feels odd already. My tongue's can't resist.
It's going to want to play with it, yeah.
It's got, over the last year and a half, it's got so used to a gap there, it's really puzzling.
Oh, no, your tongue will be like, hello there.
Yeah, right.
What's your name?
I can feel my tongue go, what? What's this?
What is all this?
What's going on? Anyway, Gav, here's the second thing. As well as my tongue exploring, literally, well, where there was space, there is no longer. It's back.
Yeah.
It's like he's greeting it like an old friend. He's sniffing around like a dog back from a kennel.
Yeah.
But I don't know who the hero is. I've heard nothing.
You don't know?
I've heard nothing.
Wow.
Normally, I hear literally just as we're walking in, because the producer thinks it's funnier if I go in blind.
Wow.
Yeah.
Today's Bloomin Legend, episode 60, is Gavin Woods.
Is it?
No.
Fantastic.
It's actually Attila the Hun.
Attila the Hun.
Now, we haven't had a...
Did someone say Attila the Hun?
We haven't had a someone the something for a little bit.
Well, not for that long. I mean, we generally... I mean, I'd
but we like someone that's got the in the middle.
We love it.
We do,
If I had my way, that apart from Jack Churchill and Sir Christopher Lee, that's all I'd have on there.
We'll probably draw the line at Megan the Stallion.
Yes.
But
I wish it was Francis the Drake.
It should
on
be.
the top there.
It should be.
Although I think we got a bit carried away with him putting him at number 1. I think his position...
We'll discuss that.
Well, it could...
Yes.
He could just go.
We'll have a word with the committee, which is you and me.
Yes, well, no, Ben.
And
also,
Ben, the producer.
Our producer looks quite disapproving.
Yes.
So tell us about Attila the Hun.
So Attila the Hun.
I know nothing of Attila the Hun.
I didn't either until I read the research, and it is fascinating. So Attila the Hun, a quick bio. Attila the Hun was the terrifying 5th century ruler of the Huns. Now,
5th century.
5th century. One of the most feared men in European history. He led a brutal empire, which one wasn't?
Yeah.
That stretched across...
as opposed to
Yeah,
what?
right, yeah.
Yeah.
A kind empire.
Yeah, it was very kind.
Yeah, it was a very gentle
Mind
empire.
you, hang on a second. That's what the Romans, who really they sacked, had become.
Absolutely.
They'd become a load of kind Christians.
Absolutely,
and that's why they were ripe for the taking.
Well, especially on the edges, which Attila exploited.
Yeah.
So the Huns had a brutal empire stretched across much of Central and Eastern Europe. They bullied the edge of the Roman Empire, the eastern edge, into paying him huge sums of money They ravaged entire cities and built a fearsome reputation that later rioters called him the Scourge of God. He had such a reputation for brutality. In fact, even Kaiser Wilhelm himself in 1900, and this is why the Brits called the Germans the Huns.
Right.
It was because in 1900, Kaiser Wilhelm II urged his soldiers to act with, quote, Hun-like brutality in suppressing the Boxer Rebellion in China.
Yes.
And the Brits seized on that as propaganda. And they started a campaign, beat back the Hun, and tried to paint them as barbaric.
Where are the Huns from then?
So they are a nomadic. Well, we'll get into it.
Okay.
Attila was.
I'm really intrigued.
It is fascinating.
Are you intrigued?
I'm intrigued.
And that's really what Bloomin Legends is all about. You get those household name bastards, and you suddenly realise you don't know anything.
I know.
You really don't.
He's a classic example.
So much is known about, say, Donald Trump, but so little is known about Attila the Hun.
You mean Donald the Trump?
Donald the Trump. That's all going to change today. That's going to change pretty quickly.
Absolutely right. So he was born sometime around 395 AD. Sometime between 395 and 406. They're not. That's how vague it is then.
Yeah, right.
So he was born around the turn of the 5th century, and the date is unclear. The Huns were a nomadic people, so they left no record of their history.
Right.
He was born into the ruling family of the Huns at the time.
It's a real advantage back then being nomadic, isn't it?
It really was, because in those days, you move fast and kill everyone.
Right.
You don't have a citadel to defend.
Well, I mean, if we think of the origin of a first civilization, first of all, you're planting things that mean you're somehow tied to the land.
You've got to tend it. Yeah.
So you're now very, it's hunter gathering, but you're now farming, and really, the first civilization is rooted in a deal with a society of thieves.
Yes.
So you need farmers and villains
who are going to see off other villains.
Yes, in return
to leave you farming.
We will look after it. We will look after you. Much like, a bit like, the relationship that lionesses have with a lion. I mean, they do bugger all. But when the chips are down,
he's got to do the
fighting.
Kick ass. Yeah, they
Plus
do.
Plus, they can kick the lioness's asses.
Sure.
So they've got them in this kind of,
So they were a confederation of nomadic warrior peoples from Asia into the east of Europe. They were a massive power on the edges of the Roman world, and they had a reputation for what? Speed, archery, horsemanship.
Yeah.
So that works. Move fast, kill everyone.
The Roman world is quite odd at this time, because you've got it's already been split into two.
Yes.
The East
and the West.
Empire, which obviously and it's Christian. So you can see you've got. That later becomes the Roman Church, effectively, and the Eastern Orthodox Church.
Yeah.
So you've got Constantinople, after Emperor Constantine, who decided to turn the whole of Rome to Christianity and away from the gods, and really make that the second Rome. So,
and then you go across to Gaul and Spain, and it's the Western Roman Empire.
Western Roman Empire, and that's obviously governed by Rome, and you've got the other one. So Rome is vast and quite peaceful.
Right. Yes.
Well, ish.
Yes.
But easy pickings. It's not. What I mean is, it's not warlike and expanding.
Right. Okay. Right.
It's everything Putin.
It's established.
It's everything Putin worries about Russia being.
Yeah.
Just sort of Russia with no ag anywhere.
Yeah.
Just lots of people suddenly thinking, you know what? I think we'll declare independence.
That's right. Why do we need this?
Well, we don't really need him anymore.
So he grew up, Attila did, in a world of horses, war, diplomacy and hostage politics.
Right.
He likely learned several languages, and he would have been trained from an early age in riding, archery and leadership.
Yeah, of course.
Because he was part of a ruling family.
Gav, there was nothing else to train them in.
No, there wasn't.
That's all they did.
No,
they were
wasn't.
nomads. Of course, he's like saying he was trained in walking for huge distances.
No, it's basically that's living for them. Yeah. You have to know how to ride a horse. You can't get anywhere if you don't know how to ride a horse. Yeah.
Right. It's like saying Tyson Fury was trained in fighting.
Otherwise, you would have been called Attila the Walker.
They were fighting men. Yeah, right. The other would be called Attila the Walker.
Exactly, because he would have been the only guy not riding a horse. Yeah. This was important though, because he was not just a screaming barbarian with a sword. Every painting or depiction of him, he looks like Charles Bronson.
Does he?
Let me show you a picture. The picture we're looking at right now. Have a look.
Charles Bronson.
Charles Bronson. Yeah.
Charles Bronson. Have a look at him. Charles Bronson.
It's Charles Bronson. Yeah.
Here's Attila the Hun in the film Death Wish. Charles Bronson.
Charles Bronson.
Here he is in The Mechanic. Again.
And also Attila,
Charles Bronson.
as Charles Bronson famously said in The Simpsons, his whole thing was, this ain't over.
Yeah, this ain't over.
So, yes, he wasn't just a violent, screaming barbarian with a sword.
Right.
He's sharp, he's strategic, and he's very clever at exploiting the weak boundaries of the edges of the Roman Empire.
There's a touch of the Khan about him, isn't there?
There is.
Fans of Genghis Khan.
I'm seeing a lot of echoes
we'll certainly see
throughout history
we'll
here.
certainly see a template going down here.
What, he used to ride fast,
kill
everyone,
attack swiftly,
and build his army
He's
every
another
time.
merciless nomad, Gav.
Yes, so there aren't a lot of...
He's part of the merciless nomad scene.
Exactly,
That
which is a whole scene through history.
Whole scene.
Until they sort of formed, I guess, proper buildings and moats and cannons and things.
It's
just a horse and a sword is all you need.
There's not even any coppers around.
No, exactly.
Do what you like.
And strategy and army size, it's just more men with horses.
But wouldn't it be odd, though, that there's no pictures of you anywhere?
No.
Like, people sort of say, what does he look like? He's describing, like with Genghis Khan, the entire Mongol horde.
I know.
You don't know.
Yes,
They've
every
just all
single
got big
one.
coats and an eagle.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm Attila the Hun.
yeah, right.
That's right. So, unsurprisingly, from the 5th century, there aren't loads of reliable contemporary sources to confirm what he exactly looked like.
Okay.
But we do know that Priscus of Panium, a 5th century Roman diplomat, was alive at the time and mentions him in his records. He describes him as a short, broad-chested man with a large head, small eyes, a thin greying beard, and a flat nose.
Right.
It's Charles Bronson. No,
it's Genghis Khan.
No, it is, yeah. He portrayed Attila as a proud but temperate and calculating ruler who favoured simple, clean clothing and wooden tableware.
Right.
That's a classic. Pretending to be a man of the people.
That's classic.
In contrast to the opulent
wooden tableware,
gold and silver.
Bust.
That's just proper propaganda, isn't it? Just so clever. Great politics.
Yeah.
Anyway, the 430s.
Can I just ask you, do you like wooden tableware?
I don't mind it. It's all right. You mean like that disposable taker?
No. I like those sort of salad bowls, a wooden salad bowl.
God,
but why is
that's
it?
my childhood was always wooden. 70s.
Oh no, we had the plastic
80s.
ones.
Yeah, they had wooden salad bowls, wooden spoons, and everything.
We had the avocado-coloured plastic one with the matching
avocado-coloured spoons.
But I never like. I don't know. I don't like the knock of the wood.
Don't you?
No, it just feels like everyone looks so sort of smug and middle class. Oh no, we've got a wooden salad bowl. No, it
is
like,
the cafetiere of salad bowls, isn't it?
You know it is. It really is. You know, it's the sort of families as well who've got their sort of smug double vinaigrette set. You know, that sort of like they've seen in restaurants. Would you like? And they can pick up. They've got two there. Sod off.
Sort of hoy it out the window.
Yeah. Also, you know, people. I think if you've got a wooden bowl,
yes,
I bet most people have wooden bowls. They definitely buy salad dressing rather than making it.
Oh, defo
as well.
Yeah. It's literally the easiest thing to make on Earth.
On Earth, yeah.
I mean, even in Italy, it's just a bit of oil and vinegar.
It's just oil and
vinegar. You don't really
even
need the salt and the pepper and the mustard.
But for
and all
me,
that.
you got one of those wooden bowls. I bet you're buying like Mary Berry salad dressing.
Defo. Anyway. So, in 430, this is the decade he starts his rise to power.
Oh, Gab, one more thing. I bet you a lot of people who have those wooden salad bowls, and wooden things as well. Do you know what they've got?
What?
Those things you go like that and it slices the egg.
Like a mandolin, like a cheese slicer.
Oh, who has that?
No one has that.
Who has
surely.
that?
It's quite easy to cut an egg.
Oh, God, yeah. I told it's from the age of moussaka.
It is, and fondue sets and all that.
A fondue set, right
fondue
there.
Sets.
Please, drop any other middle-class kitchen dinosaurs. Drop them down there.
Do you think, did anyone do, you know that thing where those Mateus wine bottles used to be used in restaurants as candle holders?
Yes.
Did anyone do that at home? Did they get a candle and put it in a Mateus bottle? To create that steakhouse feel to the dining room?
The ones with the wicker on it. The ones with the actual basket round it. Can I say I quite like those, though?
No, I wonder if anyone did that steakhouse vibe at home.
Of course they
to
did.
have like the wicker wine bottle with
Again, drop a comment below, please do. We'd love to go through your kitchen dinosaurs, please.
Definitely, yeah. Okay, so this is his rise to power. It's always the best bit of any story.
How the fuck did we get from Attila the Hun
I have no
saladware?
Wooden cutlery.
Wooden
tableware. Yeah, that's what it was. Anyway, in 434, we do know the year this happened. Rugila died. He was the leader of the Huns. He was actually Attila's uncle.
Yeah.
It's quite handy. It's believed his death was divine intervention for attacking the Eastern Roman Empire in Thrace. He was messing with the Thracians. He was allegedly, and this is the story of how he died.
Yeah.
He was struck by a bolt of lightning on the head, and the rest of his army came down with the plague.
No.
That's the funniest bullshido I've ever read.
That's just a load
Ancient
of crap.
bullshido.
That's incredible.
Well, someone killed him, didn't they?
Yeah, they killed him.
It's always why.
Well, what happened? Struck by lightning.
And then create a heroic story.
And the rest of them, plague. Right, let's move on.
A whole lot died of the plague,
No, they just slaughtered the lot.
Attila and his brother Bleda, Bleda, inherited joint rule of the Huns from this point.
Yeah.
He rides up to Margus, Roman city in modern-day Serbia. And
it would be sort of more, I suppose, Gav, pause more.
Yeah.
I suppose modern-day Serbia.
Yeah, if you
sort of there.
It might, yes.
Down to sort of, but towards Dubrovnik, so very difficult. Yeah.
And he meets on horseback outside the city with the Roman leader of the Roman Empire leader of that city, and he this is his first Bloomin Legend moment. He gets the Romans to agree to pay 8 solidi, which is a gold coin worth about 500 quid in today's money.
Hang on a second. A solidi is a gold coin.
A solidi is a gold coin.
Okay,
a libra is a gold pound.
Okay.
A pound of.
For a second, I thought you meant an 8 solidi coin.
No, a solidi.
Yeah, it's about an
8 of the solidis,
yeah.
yes. For the return of each of the hostages. He took some hostages.
Yeah.
And then Attila forced them to double their annual tribute. They had to pay annually to the Huns 350 libra annually to the Huns.
Right.
A libra is 328 grams of gold. It's about £37,000 worth of gold.
In today's.
And they were getting 350. So he just bargained a load of payment out of them.
Gav, the Romans have made a big error, haven't they?
Yes, because they've let the camel's nose into the tent.
Yes.
And once that nose is in, because
I'd love to be.
Because before you know it, you're sleeping with a camel.
That's going on the bucket list. No, I want to be in a situation where a camel's nose comes into my tent. I go, no, don't let the bastard in.
Before you know it.
Don't let the bastard in.
It is a massive
and
error.
someone looks at me and goes, why not? You go, come on!
Before you know it, you're sleeping with next to a camel.
As we say in Britain, thin end of the wedge.
Exactly right.
No, but what they've done is, it's like when the Cray brothers suddenly realised about protection money.
It's 100% right. Well, because he does exactly that. He goes back for more later.
Yeah, of course they do.
As soon as you start paying,
everyone rolls over.
It's a protection racket. Yeah. He then forces them, to double their gold tribute. Then he makes the Romans open their markets to trade with the Huns. So now the Huns have now got a market to trade whatever they're trading in, and the Huns leave the city and they head towards Armenia.
Right.
As soon as they leave, the Roman leader Theodosius strengthens the walls of the city in panic of Constantinople and builds the city's first seawall because he's fearful of their return.
I bet he is.
They're like unwanted relations.
He tried to jip him.
It's like, oh Christ, the Huns are back.
The Huns are back, right?
They're really annoying guests.
Yeah, really.
They eat everything.
They eat it, and I bet as well.
They eat everything.
Rather like the Mongol hordes a bit later, 500 years later. I bet, or 600 years later. I bet you can really smell them coming.
Oh, 100%.
Because that was the thing about the Mongol hordes.
All they're doing is riding horses across sweaty plains.
And not washing.
So a few years later, after defeats in Armenia, Attila and Bleda, his brother, returned to the doorstep of the Roman Empire on the Danube. They fight their way through Eastern Europe to the Balkans, where Attila massacres the inhabitants of several cities. Priscus says, when we arrived at Nasus, this is another place in what is now Serbia, we found the city deserted as though it had been sacked. Only a few sick persons lay in the churches.
Yeah.
We halted at a short distance from the river in an open space, for all the ground adjacent to the bank was full of the bones of men slain in war.
Wow. What would you do, Gav, back then? You see, I often think about, surviving these massacres, which, as you look at it, through the lens of history.
Sure.
You there's something so brutally Darwinian about it.
It really is.
You're going in there, you're massacring the men impregnating the women.
So that the men can never come back and kill
so
you.
It's your DNA going.
You are,
in.
yeah,
no, I'm just saying if we move up and see what the dots are doing.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, what the dots are doing is the same as termites taking over.
The genes are taking possession of the other genes.
In fact, it's not even the termite model. But that's the idea, isn't it?
Definitely.
To spread you've got this tribe, so you're developing your own kind of DNA.
Yes, and it becomes part of your empire.
Group. And then what you're going to do is this is going round and round and round as you get stronger and stronger, and now you're going to take it round the world. Because that's what Darwin's up to here. Well, not Darwin himself.
No.
Years later.
It's difficult to lay the blame directly at his feet.
Not yet.
For now.
But that's
it is. It's like a pride of hyenas killing another pride of hyenas because it's their turf.
Yes, but sparing the women.
Don't leave them alive.
Right.
Kill them.
So what would you do as a man to survive? Because you're exactly what they don't want.
No, I mean, I always used to think, because in battles where it's pointy things, if you're just stabbed to death, you play dead, but they used to...
They're trying to get rid of them. What they're trying to do, Gav, is destroy the Y chromosome here. And just keep the X's.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure dressing up as a woman would help.
Now, do you know what I think, Gav?
Go on.
Well, I think the sort of people who survive are people with a skill.
Yes.
So you've got to have a skill, first of all.
Yeah.
People who could, maybe like if they approached you, Gav, and suddenly you sang the most beautiful song, and they thought, well, he's actually quite good.
Or told a joke.
Like
the old cliche about bullies at school ending up being people bullied at school become comedians.
I don't believe that, though.
I know, but it's a cliche.
Because I don't believe that a bully can make you suddenly funny. I think the people who say that were bullies.
It's possible. Yes.
I think they were.
Yeah.
Honestly, any person who sort of said, I suppose I just made the elder boys laugh and suddenly I didn't get bullied. I'm thinking, what, you suddenly became funny? Just like that? No, you're funny already. You're funny already.
Definitely,
You're funny already. Don't worry about that.
You've got to have it in you.
Don't worry about that. So good entertainment, because they need entertainment.
That's true.
So they need a guy who's like watching, at the moment you sit down, you watch like box sets for an evening and you watch stories. You want storytellers, people can entertain you.
Yes.
You're quite bored.
People who can sing.
Right.
People who can cook.
Good
chefs.
A good chef survives.
Going to keep him there. Even if he's got a chain round his ankle, he's going to stay there.
Play a good musical instrument.
Yes.
And now we look at you, Woodman.
And make things.
Look at you. You tell a great story. You're a really good cook. And you play musical instruments. Look how your genes have survived, because you weren't a warrior.
My genes survived because of that?
Yes,
really?
entirely. Of course they did.
Wow, I never thought of that.
That's why you.
My ancestors weren't stabbed.
No, of course they weren't.
They weren't run through with a pike.
No, of course they weren't, because you're entertaining.
God, that's satisfying to know. Good on them.
Yes, and that's why we've lost more and more of the mindless warriors.
Yes,
and society's getting more and more entertaining now. Everyone wants to be an entertainer, don't they?
That's right.
Everyone's got a little turn they do on the
true.
social media.
Everyone's TikTok famous.
Everyone's come out.
Yes,
even the old warriors are being entertaining with their muscles.
How fascinating.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about a load of people just suddenly tap dancing like quite badly. Not me, Attila.
He has no timing. Kill him.
He can dance, but he's not very good. No, but along the way, Attila might have got quite fussy.
No, he does a fantastic Theodosius.
No, but
he does a really good impression of Theodosius.
Watch his Theodosius. He's very good. No, but I'm just saying, imagine he moves on to a town and he suddenly realises the people in the town before they were shit.
Really bad,
really does. This
whole town really does.
This guy's got a fucking voice.
I wonder if that's
suddenly he stumbles on Elvis. He's thinking, why he spared that other twat.
I wonder if that's where Cossack dancing came from, because that's the hardest dancing on earth. If you can do that.
Yeah, but by the time you get to you're penetrating into Cossack dancing territory.
We are, yes.
You're penetrating into Cossack territory. Yeah, the first town, it's impressive.
Sure.
But you get to the last one, they're doing a real show, thinking this will do it. Go, we have lots of these people. Kill them all.
We have dancers.
Kill them all. Also, Gav, other things you're going to spare them for. Any sort of artisan skills is good.
Yeah, building a wheel, building a carriage,
and
a cart.
Do you know what we're back to?
What?
Wooden tableware.
Yes.
Remember, he might have spared people.
Yeah.
Could make it. He says, no, I like him. He makes nice wooden...
He makes nice forks.
He makes nice forks for to eat. I like this wooden tableware.
Best forks this side of Nisus.
Best wooden tableware this side of modern-day Serbia.
So anyway, Theodosius begins to realise the Huns are getting very big. The armies are getting bigger and bigger.
Okay.
and there's too many of them to stop forever. So he begins more negotiations with them, and Attila absolutely takes them for another ride. The terms were really harsh. The emperor agrees to hand over 6,000 libra, 6,000 pounds of gold, as punishment for having obeyed the terms of the previous agreement.
There's a bit of you, though, as a conqueror.
Yes.
That if you go a bit down, it's all right for the conqueror. He's not going to have to carry it.
No, that's true.
That's
true.
That's a load of gold.
It's a lot.
Tons.
Well, a libra is not an actual, what we think of as a pound in weight. It's 328 grams. It's not far off a pound, because that's almost half a kilo, isn't it?
Okay, so nearly a pound.
Yeah, it's nearly a pound. Yeah, it's actually pretty close.
It's a pound.
I think you're right.
It's a pound.
Well, it's 2.2 pounds to a kilo, so it's 1.1 pound to 5. Yeah, it's probably a pound.
Let's just call it a sodding pound.
Let's call it a pound.
Yeah.
So, yes, he's tripled the yearly tribute. Rising also to the tribute for captured hostages, 2,100 Roman pounds in gold, and the ransom for each Roman prisoner rose to 12 solidi.
Yes.
12 coins. Then Attila becomes the sole ruler because Attila's brother Bleda dies.
Right.
Ancient sources strongly suggest Attila had him murdered.
Yeah, of course
whilst they were on a hunting trip.
Of course they did.
That's it's just literally every single coming to power story.
At a personal level, there's no police. You can go off hunting.
No, there's no comeback. In fact, it's a safety measure.
Yeah.
Because he's the guy most likely to kill you.
Right.
Because he gets the whole empire.
Right.
So you've got to do something about it.
What a strange world that must have been. Like now we take it for granted that if you kill someone, there's going to be a follow-up.
And even within
You've
one...
got to cover your tracks. Back then you wouldn't bother.
And even within one gene pool, because they're family, that's also slightly Darwinian.
Yeah.
Because the strongest of those two, literally those two brothers...
Gav,
it's crazy.
It's Cain and Abel.
It really is.
I mean, you think about Cain and Abel. You think about the structure of that. Adam has shagged his clone, right? Literally, a woman who looks just like him with like hairy tits.
Yeah.
Looks the spit of him. Imagine that.
I know. Well,
imagine you're sitting here now with a woman who looks exactly like you, but with sort of hairy tits and no genitals. Well, no, vagina.
I don't want to imagine that.
Imagine you're sitting with...
Stop making me imagine that.
Imagine that, yeah?
Yeah.
That you said to God you need a companion, so he takes one of your ribs, comes back a few days later.
Creates a Gavinia.
This is Gavina.
Yeah.
Yeah? Suddenly you're sitting there with a woman who looks exactly like you. Yeah?
Yeah.
Just a woman, exactly like you.
Well, I mean, she'd be hot.
You have a few drinks, you have a shag.
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Suddenly you get 2 kids. Now, the reason Cain must kill Abel is because already you've got real interbreeding problems.
Yeah, you've got to kind of branch out immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Instantly.
I mean, you think about that. You've got 2 people already, and one's a clone of the other.
Right.
They've had twins.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Right.
The maths is terrifying.
Well, you think about how odd Adam and Eve are, right? You know, at school, you had identical twins.
Yes.
Let's say you had identical twins called James and Ed. Yeah? Jim and Ed.
Yeah.
I bump into you. I used to go to school with you, and I go, "Hey, do you hear about Jim and Ed?"
Yeah.
And you go, "What?" I go, "Well, no, he's now Jemima. Yeah, and she's going out with Ed."
Right. I mean, that would never leave the newspapers.
But what Adam and Eve have done is worse.
I know, it's bizarre.
Worse than twins. It's his clone.
They don't really get into the explanation of that
properly. No, it's his clone, Gavin.
I know. I've read the
story. No wonder Cain slew Abel.
Crazy.
You imagine that running around, the interbreeding on that one.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I'm just going to tell you my theory about this.
Go on, yeah.
Is that when God discovered Adam and Eve, and they'd obviously done something, they're wearing fig leaves.
Yeah.
They've got, they
discover shame, don't they?
They've slept with each other.
Yes, they have, yeah.
Right? Because suddenly they're all,
yeah.
Next day, he slept with his clone. Yeah?
Yes, yes.
Now, I suspect that's because the tree they've eaten the fruit of was that booze, was like fermented apples.
The fruit had fermented.
Yeah, you can do what you like, not that tree.
It happens today.
Because he knew they were going to get whammo.
Yes, they were going to get drunk.
Right. He's got hammered. He shagged his clone. God's arrived. He's like, Jesus. Now, if I was Adam, I'd have put the case, yes, but you did leave us with Satan. You know, that's like leaving your kids with a babysitter like Lemmy.
It really is. Yeah. The temptation is
right.
Of course.
You know?
Of course.
Of course it is.
God.
It's like saying, no, your Rod Stewart will look after you. You know, he's not a good influence.
God. Imagine if Adam and Eve had that Geordie
Right.
commentator like on Big Brother.
Right.
Dear 2.
Dear 2. No, it wasn't. It was Dear 6 in the Garden of Eden.
Dear 6.
Dear 7 in the Garden of Eden. And Adam and Eve have got drunk.
And they've ended up shagging.
They've ended up shagging. They've ended up getting mortal and shagging. Right. So my theory is, right, is they're standing, they're sitting there. Now, if I was pissed off with you, right, and you're sitting there with your clone,
yes,
who looks exactly like you with hairy tits.
Go on, yeah.
And you're just sitting there, and I'm like, really sorry. I'm like, I'm sorry, God, I've done it. I didn't believe we've done it.
What have us done?
What have us done? I'm that ashamed. I'm like really ashamed.
Adam is now a Geordie.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but man, oh, Eve, what have us done? I'm just saying, that when God, you see, I think it is a divine comedy. I think when God then turned around to Adam and said, "Go forth and multiply."
Yes.
If you're sitting there with your clone, God is effectively telling you, "Go and fuck yourself."
Yes. Yes.
That's the joke.
And that's why he is a Geordie.
Yeah. No, but that's the joke.
It is the joke. That's the divine comedy of it.
That's the divine comedy. If you
Amazing.
tell a guy sitting with his clone to go forth and multiply, you're saying go and fuck yourself.
You are, yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You are. Absolutely
There we
right.
go. Anyway, back to Attila the Hun.
So this is where his power really kicks in. He is the leader of the Huns now. And that's another Bloomin Legend moment. Kill your brother, become the emperor.
Right.
Because we've had this with so many of our legends we've done.
Right.
You have to kill a sibling, and now you're in charge. So then the Eastern Romans, now Attila's got all these Huns.
Right. I'm gripped by
The
this.
Eastern Romans are so desperately worried about him that they back a plot to assassinate him. And Theodosius tries to bribe Edeco,
Right.
an ambassador for the Huns,
Right.
to murder Attila when he goes back.
Oh dear.
Not a good idea.
No, don't do that.
Because what
you
does
got to be really sure.
Oh, you got to be a Hun. Well, you got to have Edeco's family.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Because Edeco takes the money and goes and tells Attila.
Does he?
Straight away.
Of course he does.
Disaster.
Yeah.
Attila takes the news well. He decides not to send a party to kill Theodosius.
Right.
But he's so clever. What he does, he increases the tribute.
Of course he
just
does.
pushes he just tightens the screw even more. He
yeah.
spreads the news that the assassination attempt on him has failed.
Yes.
And it makes Theodosius look weak and
Yes.
incompetent.
Yeah.
And that's so much more valuable than an assassination itself.
Yeah.
Because he's undermined him completely.
Totally.
He never had to survive an actual assassination attempt. He's got so much value out of the propaganda from there that it's another Bloomin Legend moment. He survives the assassination plot and then invoices the Romans for the inconvenience.
Wow.
Absolutely superb.
Brilliant.
Now we get to the Onoria scandal. Onoria,
What's the Onoria scandal?
this is now 450,
Right.
around 450 AD. He's now thoroughly dealt with the Eastern Roman Empire.
Thoroughly dealt.
He's thoroughly dealt with
Yeah,
him.
go on.
And he settles down for a bit. But he doesn't want to push into the Western Roman Empire.
Why
because
not?
he's friendly with some of their leaders.
Okay.
He's formed a couple of alliances here
Okay.
and there, including Flavius Aetius,
Yeah.
who had spent a brief exile with the Huns in 433. So
Okay.
they go back. He's
Yeah,
friends
no,
with Flavius.
Hey, I go back. I
Flavius
go back
and
to
me.
Chicago days.
He's the commandant. He's
Yeah,
the
he's
day-to-night,
commandant.
night-to-day
He knows-
guy.
He knows the guy, obviously.
So one of the strangest twists in the story
Yeah.
is that Justa Grata Onoria, sister of the Western Roman Emperor.
Yes.
So this is Flavius's sister.
Right.
What happens is Honoria's unhappy with her situation.
Yeah, of course
Her
she is.
situation.
She's got a good
at court.
situation.
She's not got enough, she
No,
feels.
no.
And she secretly sends Attila a message asking for her help.
Right.
In 450. In the request to Attila, she also sends a ring. Attila decides that this means she's asking to marry him.
Oh, so they had things like marriage.
Well, it's...
No, I didn't know nomadic Huns
not necessarily.
were big on that.
Because apparently that wasn't the idea.
Okay, what
from
was the
Onoria.
idea?
No, it doesn't matter from now because Attila has decided
Oh, right,
this
okay.
is what it means.
Okay. I wouldn't have thought, things like courtesies like marriage and proposals and things that are that elegant would be on Attila's radar.
These kind of alliance marriages have always happened anyway.
Okay.
But anyway, he decides she's now offering to marry him.
Yes, they have happened, Gav.
Of course.
But not with this mob.
No, exactly.
Right.
But she's invited him in by writing to him.
Okay.
Although she didn't mean to marry him, apparently.
Right.
But he then demands her
Right.
as his bride and half the Western Roman Empire
Really?
as a dowry. So greedy. It's so funny.
Who's her brother? Her brother is
Flavius Aetius, the Western Holy Roman Emperor.
Can you imagine?
He's in charge of the Western Empire.
Can you imagine how cheese off you've been if you were the Western Roman Emperor, Caesar of the West in Rome?
Yes.
And you found out that your sister
has secretly written to your not because they knew each other. They were friends, but he didn't need a war. He didn't need some situation going.
But can you imagine going, what have you done?
Yes. What have you got us into?
I just sent him a ring.
Yes.
But you do
a ring.
You know what he's going to think.
The Huns.
No.
They see rings as marriage tributes.
God, what have you done, you stupid cow? No, he's not just going to think it's a nice gesture.
Of course he is.
He's had his eye on you for ages.
He's kicked off such a situation that he really didn't need to.
It must feel exactly like, Robert De Niro's character in Casino when he finds out Joe Pesci is now on his way to Vegas.
Right. Oh, why is he?
God.
From the guys back in Philadelphia. No.
Kansas.
He's in Kansas, right? Oh, God.
Right.
Anyway, another classic power move. He demands, she sends a cry for help.
Yeah.
He makes them pay for the wedding because he wants half of the bloody Western Roman Empire.
Right, okay.
So Onoria gets exiled from Roman land by her brother.
Right.
What have you bloody done?
Yes.
For that reason.
Yeah.
Who then writes to Attila. This is the brother writing to Attila to tell him the wedding thing was all rubbish. The wedding thing was all rubbish.
I don't know what came over her.
Attila replies, claiming that Onoria is innocent in all of this, but that the proposal was legitimate and that he would come to claim what was rightfully his.
Wow.
So he does. In 451, he invades Gaul.
Wow.
He's got the Gaul
Hang
to
on a
invade
second.
Gaul.
Where does he come from? Because Gaul's right up there in France. I mean, that's...
Well, he's moving from the Eastern Empire across to Gaul.
Okay, he's going through Germany.
Yeah, of course he is, yeah. This is one of the biggest campaigns of his career. It's written that he had an army of 500,000. So we'll divide by 10. He had about 50,000,
Probably
a
not
decent,
even
decent number.
500 geezers.
For then.
I'm convinced all armies were tiny.
Always
the world was sparsely populated. Literally,
it was all rumour.
No, it was like the equivalent of like one coachload of hooligans.
No, they've got 1,000 out there, but there's another 50,000 just behind.
52 geezers. It's just like an average soccer firm.
Well, him and his army tear through parts of what is now France, attacking major settlements, including Metz. His advance army causes widespread panic because, as you say, the Roman Empire is peaceful. Roman forces under Flavius Aetius, his now old friend, are joined by Visigoth allies. There's Goths. There's Huns.
What does it do between a Goth and a Visigoth?
I don't know.
Do you think it's one wears like a bright green vest? The Visigoths.
High Visigoths.
And they're high Visigoths.
Because also there's Vandals in these days as well. There's Vandals, Huns, and
they
Goths.
send in the Vandals first, just to destroy property.
And do they just write on walls?
Right, yeah.
Tagging.
Colin is a twat.
Flavius sucks.
There used to be one of the funniest acts of vandalism ever.
Go on.
It used to be written on in Wandsworth Common.
Yeah.
In the playground where I used to take my oldest two children to play years ago.
Yeah.
And on the yellow slide, there was a big curvy slide.
Yeah.
Someone had written Colin wanks dogs cocks. And I don't know why, but you have to be so careful when taking any photos of your kids there, just not to have this
obscene
thing. I mean, but it was the way it was felt. Wanks was felt with a Z.
Of course it was.
Dogs was with a Z, and cocks was just COX. It was just Colin wanks dogs cocks, and it was just on this clover. I'm thinking, why can't the council get rid of this? I mean, it's just one thing to target. It was there for years. Yeah. That's the sort of thing the Vandals would do.
Does graffiti ever become protected?
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, so yes, his advance in towards Gaul spreads panic with the Romans. The Roman forces under Flavius, his old friend, they move to stop him with the Visigoths. This leads to the Battle of the Catalonian Plains, also called the Battle of the Chalon. The Catalonian, are they now near Spain?
They must
Attila
be,
ends up retreating, and this was seen as a victory for the Romans.
Yeah.
But then he just invades Italy instead.
Yeah, right.
In 452, he moves back from Gaul turns down towards Italy the next year, charges all the way through Italy to try and renew his marriage claim to Onoria.
How much has he seen of Onoria?
I have no idea.
Have they even met?
No, they're not texting each other with
but I mean, how much? Also,
sexy photos.
How are the letters getting there? Oh, no.
I've always wondered this. How do you control anything in those days?
I know the answer.
He's 12 weeks horse ride away from his hometown.
I know the answer to this.
Go on.
It's one of those reasons that after Rome was fully sacked and ended, that the church really survives.
Go on.
A communication network.
Yes.
Churches you got to think of a church as your media hub.
Yes.
That was effectively transmitting. Well, I guess ironically, it was transmitting information that came from the sky, but obviously not by satellite.
Yeah, but they did hilltop fire signals and horse riders.
They destroyed all the government. They destroyed the army. They didn't destroy the church because that was one means of communication when they took over the empire, which is a real reason the Catholic Church survived.
So no wonder the control of the internet is now monopolising into smaller and smaller groups.
It's exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
Why everyone wanted to control religion, not only
control newspapers, or control television.
But it's the same thing.
It is.
If you want to get notices around, it goes up in churches.
Right.
It goes through monasteries.
Right.
You got to think of monasteries as like those huge places where like Google has servers.
Yeah.
That's like a monastery.
Exactly
That's
right.
like a monastery. Yeah.
And also a clergy. Like, even if you had a messenger going from church to church, if they were part of the church, less likely to get killed.
Yeah, right.
Because he's a man of God.
Yeah, no, they're just delivering messages.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Amazing. So, yes, he's now in Italy, and he tries to renew his claim to marriage with Onoria. He captures and destroys Aquileia. This is a city in Italy at the time.
Yes.
After a long siege. Ancient and later writers describe the city as being so thoroughly wrecked it was practically wiped from the map.
That'd be the Vandals.
They would have brought some Vandals in. Yeah. Refugees fled.
It must be. The thing is, Gav, that must be like a real signature move by the Vandals. Else Vandals wouldn't be called Vandals.
It wouldn't be that, exactly.
I mean, I'm not going to bother Googling it because it's too nice to think about.
You absolutely must be right. Yeah,
they didn't harm anyone. They just smashed everything up.
And because they're nomadic, they're not looking to stay.
Oh.
Yeah.
The next morning they looked out there and went, oh, those bloody Vandals. Bloody Vandals.
Well, look what happened. The refugees from Aquileia fled into the lagoons near what is now Venice.
Right.
And it is what led to the formation of Venice.
That's what Venetians are.
That's what it is.
Okay.
It's those people who ran away from that city.
Right.
So he created Venice.
Interesting.
By sacking Aquileia.
We've been in that neck of the woods before, haven't we?
Of course we have, yes. And Venice was a state, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Originally, yeah. So then he meets Pope Leo.
Right.
During this Italian campaign, Attila pauses to weigh up his options on taking Rome. He's thinking about taking Rome. The Roman Empire sent an embassy led by Pope Leo to deal with him, and the later legend says the Pope's presence alone convinced Attila not to attack.
Isn't it ironic? We've got a Pope Leo now.
I know.
Who's leading talks for peace.
This is Pope Leo the First. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. The truth is more practical. His army was riddled with disease, apparently. Italy was suffering from a famine, so there was no food to plunder.
Right.
And the Eastern Roman Empire had been pressuring his settlements back in his own area, back over the Danube.
You wouldn't want it when the Attila the Hun and the lads showed up at your restaurant.
No, exactly.
Pizza, please. How many of you? About 50,000. Make that to go.
Yeah, to go. Pope Leo got Attila to return east and deal with his own problems, leaving Rome untouched.
That's good.
And how do you maintain control over these distances?
I don't know.
It's crazy.
This is what surprised me is how long everything must take to travel.
Yeah.
And how they keep all their shit together.
And you get back and your hometown's been sacked and you're like, when? It was like a year ago.
It was a year ago.
Yeah. Didn't you hear?
Just after your letter saying be careful. No, funny enough,
Don't you read the fires?
Don't you read the beacons?
Are you not reading the beacons?
Yeah, but Gav, they must get that thing where literally you get to the city, it's been sacked. He's like, do you know what? Your letter arrived literally 2 days later. They're like, I wrote that 2 years ago.
That was from years ago.
There we go, I see it.
Well, and we get to the time of Attila's death. We're now in 453.
Yeah.
Attila dies suddenly on the night of his marriage to a young woman named Ildiko.
Right.
The best-known version is that during a heavy night of drinking and feasting, he suffers a severe nosebleed or hemorrhage at the banquet table.
Right.
Later rumours suggests murder.
He's been poisoned. Of course he's been poisoned.
Or as his new wife, there was a report that his new wife slipped a small blade into his side.
Right.
Evidence is obviously sparse, so pick whatever you like.
Yeah.
It's poison. It's always poison.
Yes.
It's so easy.
Right.
It's that plant they
Yeah.
know is deadly. He was buried in secret, and the writing says he was placed in 3 coffins.
Right.
One of iron, one of silver, one of gold.
And where are the coffins?
Well, now just think of the pallbearers.
Right.
Oh,
Jesus
Christ.
Christ.
Iron.
Where are they? Where was he buried?
The burial party was all killed
Yeah.
so that the location would never be revealed.
Wow.
I wonder if that's where
That's what Genghis Khan must
Genghis
have
got the idea from.
I think Genghis Khan was really
He's getting a lot
he's
from
really
Attila, isn't
influenced
he?
by him. He really is.
Definitely.
No doubt about it.
There's certainly no Genghis without Attila.
No, there's no, you wouldn't have had that. Definitely not. Anyway.
So after Attila's death, you'll be unsurprised to hear, Johnny, everything unravelled. Rivalries among his sons and subjects, everything fell apart.
Yeah.
Hunnic power dispersed. Within a few years, the empire he had dominated broke apart, which tells you something important. He had built a machine that depended massively on him.
Yes, cult
which
of
is always the
personality,
way.
isn't it? Yeah.
He wasn't just a ruler; he was the actual engine of it.
Yeah.
So there you go, Attila the Hun.
Attila the Hun, Bloomin Legend.
Bloomin Legend.
So, Gav, Attila the Hun.
Yeah, leaderboard time.
Destroyed the Roman Empire just about single-handedly. Again, a cult of personality, like so many of our friends here, Genghis,
Yeah.
Vlad the Impaler, all the.
And Alexander, I mean, he didn't gain as much land
No,
as the others.
no.
I mean, Genghis was crazy.
Look, Gav.
Alexander's was crazy.
This is all I'm fighting is, do I want another on the board? Just because I like the idea of Attila the Hun, Vlad the Impaler, Alexander the Great, Ivan the Terrible. And do we need another one of the?
Well, even if we did, would he get in above the other ones we've got?
Do you know what? It's not really detailed enough. I know.
That's right, yeah.
I know, whereas sort of Boadicea is a lot more condensed.
That's true.
And she's legend. She's got statues everywhere.
Yes,
But-
and Alexandria, but there are reminders of Alexander
Yes,
everywhere.
Yes. I mean, the only sort of frame of reference used in everyday life with Attila the Hun is when someone's very right wing.
That's true.
And people
That's
say,
about the only reference.
He's to the right of Attila the Hun.
Right.
Right.
Or when soldiers in World War II called the Germans Huns.
Huns,
That's
yes.
the only reminder we get.
But he's further to the right than Attila. Oh Christ, he's like Attila the Hun. And I think.
Well, he was Attila the Hun. He was kind of attacking from the right, wasn't he?
Yes, but I don't think there's no evidence he was particularly a Nazi.
No.
Or right wing, or they had right wings.
That's right. Yeah.
I guess
He was just uncompromising.
But I think it's just because of the words "the Hun,"
Yes.
which make us think Nazis.
Yeah.
Which makes
There
us
you
think,
go.
There we go.
Yes,
That's
what it is.
Yes,
Yeah. 100%.
So,
Well,
but do correct people if ever you are with someone who goes, "Oh Christ, he's to the right of Attila the Hun." Do say to them, actually, Attila wasn't particularly right wing.
no, he was pretty liberal.
He was pretty. Well, he was a liberal. He actually had some very liberal views.
The liberal views of Attila the Hun.
Yeah, right. He was quite a liberal at the time. Yeah.
I mean, like Jack Churchill, he did shoot people with a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
But he didn't do it while everyone else had
right,
machine guns.
Right.
So I don't think he makes it in.
No.
I don't think he does.
Attila, sorry, mate, you're going around the back.
Are you okay, Hun?
But yeah, you're right, Hun. But you know what? He's still Bloomin Legend.
This has been a Global Player original production.